Good morning. Hi, I am Pam Fox. Thank you for watching my channel. This morning I'm having a beautiful banana strawberry smoothie. This is just bananas and strawberries, a little bit of water, a little bit of almond milk. Really good. And I'm actually munching on these strawberries because they're so good. I know it's not summertime, but these are California grown strawberries, and you know, strawberries, they're just not that good anymore unless you grow them yourself or you buy them from a local organic garden. These are sweet for some reason. Really good. So eat them while they're sweet. I kind of feel like it's a waste to put something that good into a smoothie. It makes the smoothie good, but when you can enjoy, you know, actually eating the berry, I want to do that. Okay, so this morning, really quick, I make a lot of videos about my GERD, about my burping, and about the methods that I use to fix it. And just as I evolve, my methods are evolving. And I'm just getting more and more in tune with my body and more in tune with what really works. And so everything that I've shared works, but I'm getting to the point now where I can fix my chronic burping, which isn't even, I can't even call it chronic anymore because I hardly ever burp, but it still becomes symptomatic from time to time, especially when I'm driving in the car. But I can fix it. I can fix it with the smallest little change in how I'm sitting. And I've kind of alluded to this before in my other videos, but I just wanted to quickly do a little tutorial on this practice, okay? So I've talked a lot about this before and how the reason that I have or had chronic burping and GERD is because, one was because I had a crappy diet, but two, because I have a hiatal hernia. And actually hiatal hernias, turns out they're extremely common. A lot of people don't even know that they have them. So you can go in and get a diagnosis for a hiatal hernia. There's a test that they do. They make you swallow barium, they put you in an x-ray, and they watch your digestive system, and they can see your hernia. You don't really need to do that, though. If you burp chronically, you probably have a hiatal hernia. If you have GERD, you probably have a hiatal hernia. And what I'm going to share with you today involves no medication. It's just a simple, quick, natural fix to alleviate your symptoms. Can you cure a hiatal hernia? I don't know. I know that my symptoms are almost 100% gone. I still become symptomatic from time to time. And that's because a hiatal hernia is simply the stomach is here under the rib cage and your diaphragm is here. And there's a hole in your diaphragm known as the hiatus. And your esophagus comes through there. So this is your esophagus and this is your stomach and here's your diaphragm. And the hernia is where the stomach comes through the hiatus and herniates. That's a hernia. Okay, hiatal hernia. Hernia means coming through the hiatus. So that's not what we want. We want this. We want the stomach to always be below the diaphragm. Why? Because right where the stomach meets the esophagus, there's a sphincter here. It's a one-way valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. And it's a one-way valve. It's supposed to be closed unless food comes in. You know, then it lets the food go in, but then it closes so that the food can't come out. And so with a hiatal hernia, you've got pressure on that sphincter, and then things are coming up. Gas, food, burping, reflux, and so forth. And so what we want is to take the pressure off of that sphincter, and we want that valve to stay closed, except for obviously letting food in. So how do we do that? Well, again, I'm going to link all my videos below. You can try all of these things, and you know, they all worked for me. But here is the one thing that you can do that is so easy, and you can do it sitting, standing, lying down, doesn't matter, walking, running, exercising. You can do this practice. It takes a little practice to get good at it, but you can do it. It's so easy. So what we're trying to achieve with this practice, I'm going to share it in just a moment. We're two things. We're trying to achieve two things. And by the way, all of the practices and exercise that I give in my other videos achieve these two things. Number one, you want to get your diaphragm up. Number two, you want to get your stomach down. Diaphragm up, stomach down. Why? Because you have a hernia. Diaphragm up, stomach down. Create a little bit of space there. You're back to normal, and you no longer have a herniation. Now, really quick, there are all different levels of herniations. You can have a really small one. You can have a really, drastic one. I've seen surgeries on YouTube where they're correcting a hiatal hernia, and they come in with the little calipers and they're pulling the stomach, pulling the stomach, pulling the stomach, pulling the stomach. 2/3 of it is up, above the diaphragm, and they're pulling it down, pulling it down. So with me, mine is small, so I can correct it easily with this technique that I'm about to show you. So try it, practice it continually. It takes a little time to kind of connect and get it and see if you're actually doing it, but it works. It works. And if you are like me and you have these symptoms, you're desperate for some relief. You're desperate for some relief, and you'll try, and you've probably tried a lot of things already. So here is what it is to get the diaphragm up and the stomach down. Number one, it's all about posture. Number one, to get the diaphragm up, is we arch our backs. So by arching our backs, if you watch my chest, right now I'm just sitting normally. When we arch our backs, I'm going to arch my back right now. Watch my chest. The diaphragm moves up, doesn't it? I'm going to do it again. When I arch my back, the diaphragm moves up. Okay, so diaphragm up. Now, this is key, what I'm about to say. To get the stomach to come down, we simply relax our abdominal muscles. And that might sound like, that's not going to work. But I don't know why, but it does. The muscles, when we clench, when we constrict and pull in, suck it in to have a flat stomach, that crowds all of our organs, and it puts pressure on the stomach. I don't know why it pushes it up. You'd think it would push it back, but it does. It pushes it up. For me, every time I become symptomatic, I ask myself, what is my stomach doing? And it is sucked in and it's clenched tight. Even though I've been practicing this for months now, the ability to overcome sucking that in and clenching it tight, and it's not just, I don't think it's just for aesthetic purposes, because since I've become vegan, I've lost a lot of weight, and my stomach is pretty flat most of the time. I don't really think about, I got to suck my tummy in so I don't look like it's hanging out anymore. But when we're stressed, and that's what I found, when I am stressed, my abdominal muscles are clenched and I start burping. So we need to relax our abdominal muscles, and we simply do this by thinking about our abdominal muscles, looking for that tension, looking for those constricted muscles, and just letting them go, relaxing them away. And the moment you do that, at least my experience is, the stomach then slips down, and I can feel it. If I start burping and I arch my back, relax my belly, remember diaphragm up, stomach down, I can feel my stomach just go slide. I can feel it. I can feel it. So whatever that posture is, just giving that stomach a little bit of room to come down. Now, really quick, if you have what's called a strangulated hernia, that's where the stomach comes through and it's lodged in there. And usually if you have a strangulated hernia, you're going to have pain at the herniated site, and you may have to go in for surgery. That's, kind of what happens. But my hernia was strangulated. It was stuck up there just mildly. I think when I, would eat a really crappy diet, maybe you get swelling in the tissues and it gets lodged in there. I don't know why, but I was able to pop that out a couple of different ways. One is raising my hands up over my head and really arching my back. And again, key, relax the stomach. That really pulls the diaphragm up and lets the weight of the stomach pull down. I would have a twinge of pain where I felt it pop out. You can do it also lying down, either in bed or on the floor. It doesn't matter. That's where I was the most comfortable. At night, I would just lay down on my back in my bed, relax my belly, and find that hernia and just start to gently press it down, press it down, press it down, relaxing the belly once again. And this just allowed me to pull that stomach out of that herniated position. I haven't experienced a strangulated hernia in months now. My stomach stays down the majority of the time because I'm relaxing my belly, trying to relax my belly all the time so it doesn't, get caught back up in there again and just stays down. But, you know, occasionally I do find myself burping. What is my stomach doing? It's tight. Lift my diaphragm, relax my belly. So I can drive all the way home in this position. It's perfectly comfortable and never have a symptom all the way home. I'm 100% comfortable, which is, you know, such a wonderful thing, having gone like 6-7 years, something like that, with this condition where I just burp, 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 continually, constantly, without any, I mean, it would be like having the hiccups 24 hours a day, you guys. Imagine how that would just drive you crazy. I mean, I know it probably sounds like, what's the big deal? So you're burping, but it just, and then there's a lot of discomfort with the hiatal hernia as well. So, so that's it. All right, I got to get to work. I hope this is helpful. Remember, if you have any questions or comments about this, I'd be happy to do a response video or answer your questions. So leave those in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.